Hello, welcome to Jano Manenos. I'm Janet. I created this channel to discuss about family matters, personal matters, anything that involves day-to-day life. Today I want to talk about something I noticed. It's very common in marriages, in families, shouting. Not the normal shouting of, oh, give me that cup. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about that shouting. This shouting, when you're arguing, everyone is shouting. You shout to your core, you shout with anger, you shout so much information, you shout out so much information because you are having an argument with a person. That thing can really drain you. Let's discuss it. For example, you're having an argument with your husband or your wife, your spouse, then you notice in your marriage you're always shouting at each other. When it comes to an argument, you shout like for 30 minutes, you are shouting. And in this shouting, let me tell you what happens. In this shouting, people call out bad names. In this shouting, the neighbors' ears are on the wall to get the whole conversation. What is happening? What was the main issue? They'll get it through the shouting. And in this shouting is where you get to tell your partner or your family member some bad things that can really, really, really hurt them. That can really, really hurt them. Even if you apologize after the argument or after 2 days or after 3 days, there's something you have gotten from that argument. There's some information which is negative most of the time. You have gotten from that argument, and it will forever stay in your brain and your other partner's brain. That's why you hear people say, like, so remember, he said, I'm stupid. I don't have any brain. He said, my mother is this and this. He said, I come from a stupid family. She said, I'm weak. He said, I'm not like the other men. She said, I'm the firstborn, but I'm not doing anything in my life. Those statements, they remain in those people's brain. So I came to realize when you're having a disagreement, you're not supposed even to argue or shout. You can just keep quiet. Let that person who feels that you're the one who has messed them up, let that person speak. You'll realize they're not shouting, they're telling you what you've done wrong. And if you don't respond negatively or don't respond at all, just listen, there will be no shouting in that. There'll be no shouting and no argument. Because the other person will acknowledge that you have understood you have done wrong. And sometimes you have not done wrong, but don't give it that credit of arguing. Because there's some people who just like to create issues from nowhere. If you have such a character with you, living with you, just learn to keep quiet, mind your business. Don't, because you have already understood the person is always coming up with issues. So you don't have to start shouting to complement their argument. Just keep quiet, continue with what you're doing. Don't be ignorant, don't arouse anger. Mind your business. They'll come around one day and they realize, oh, I'm only shouting alone. I'm the only person who shouts in this family. I'm the only person who is always arguing about everything in this house. People have known how to solve their problem either by silence, because I believe if you're silent for an issue for like 2 days, you get better results than when you argue about that day. You get better results. And then if you quit shouting, because so many people don't shout in their early life, they start shouting when they get into marriages, abusive marriage, marriage where people are always lying, marriage where people are always competing for attention. So people are always shouting at each other, the spouses. So you develop that shouting habit, which you do not have. You start shouting even to your kids. Everything is about shouting. And then you realize you're becoming worse, depressed, and you only give out negative energy. So what you do when you stop shouting, you start have inner, you start to, and you start having inner healing. Slowly by slowly, you learn to solve your problem without even speaking. You speak less, you act more. So you control the shouting. People don't see that. They see the anger, the arguments, but they don't see the shouting. The people who argue in a very low tone. And I even give those people kudos. Because you know when you're shouting, even your blood pressure can shoot. When you're shouting, your brain can even break down. You can break down mentally. So stop shouting, and if you stop shouting, you notice people around you will also stop shouting. So be the first initiator of not shouting. It's not good for your health. It's not good for for everyone around you, and it will never be a good way of solving your problem. So as much as you can wish, stop shouting unless you're in a very long distance. Like I'm here and somebody is like 10 meters away, I can shout to communicate, but not shout in anger. So please subscribe to my channel. Anything you want us to discuss, I can discuss. Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share, give a comment of hi, hello, thanks, like that. I have another channel for business ventures, small business ventures. I'll share the link in the comment section or the description section. Thank you. Have a nice day.